Hey everybody, and welcome back. I'm Beef, and today we are going to be painting up some of the extra bits that are going onto the Stomper. So we have them primed in black all over, and then these two metally bits have had a sort of zenithal with a panzer grey on top. As you can see, there is a slight bit of colour variation with these. It's very subtle and quite nice, and I'm hoping that it will get these shadows to look really, really well. So with those, I am going to use Mechanica Standard Grey, and I'm going to do a all-over dry brush with them. Quite heavy, not too heavy though. Then we're going to do a top-down dry brush of Leadbelcher on top, and then we have some Necron compound to use for particulars like corners and whatnot, and just really emphasize those edges. That's the plan for those. Then we have our two grot crew here. Going to try the contrast paints again for the orc skin, which is the orc flesh here. And we do have this Hex Wraith flame, which I might mix the two together and see what we come out with there. If it doesn't look right, I've got plenty of Bad Moon's yellow that I can chuck in to brighten it up even further. Then we're going to use, where are we? Let me look for it. We're going to use Dark Oath Flesh for any straps and bits and bobs. Then obviously it will be Bad Moon's yellow for clothing, and then the Mechanicus Grey, Leadbelcher for the metals on them. And I don't believe they have any other accessories. No ear piercings by the looks. No, we've just got some goggles to do on this fellow here and his drill to concentrate on. So for the drill, we'll probably use some ball red contrast. And for the goggles, we maybe use this blue color. I think might be an interesting one for a lens on them. But I don't know. I might do red. I might do yellow. I'll have to see how I get on with them. So that's the plan. Whether or not I can do it is a different story. So let's get on. And it's the next day, and our little guy here is fully painted up. He's looking extra garish, super bright, super fun. Oh, no, he's not fully painted up. Still got to do the white on his checks, and I haven't done his fingernails either, or his teeth. Oh, well, right. Got those to do, but he's just about ready. Yeah, fingernails, teeth for these guys. Just a little bit of lens work and whatnot. And I had a go at sort of non-metallic metal with the tools and things, and I quite like it. So I may keep them somewhat like this because you're getting a nice depth of color with them, and I think it's fun. So those are ready. Then I've put the base work on for this section. So we've got a nice red on the trim, we've got a white skull, we've got some darker spanners, and it's just a mixture of Mechanica Standard Grey and blacks and whites, and just dry brushed all over in random sort of mixtures of colour, and it's come out like this. So after a good wash, I'm hoping that it will look even better. But the skull, it's white paint. It's so unbelievably blotchy. I don't like it. So I may change from white to a different colour, but all in all, it just adds to the orc aesthetic of dodgy paint jobs. So that's fine. Then same thing with the ladder. Intermittent sort of random dry brush all over it. Bit of whatnot on the chain. That'll probably get a double wash on the chain. Maybe a double wash on the ladder, and then just a one wash on the door itself. Then I just picked out some white and some red, just so there's a bit of something underneath. But yeah, all in all, I left most of it untouched because I figure it would be better that way because it will be in extreme shadow. So yes, that's that done. Then I also gave the war boss on bike a little bit more of a tickle. As you can see, he's got a 13 on the front. We've got some red dags and red tips on the weapons. We've got some flames on here. We've got some dags on here. We've got some flames on here. We've got some dags on here. We've got another dag and a 13. We've got a 13 in that cog. I tried to do some little flames on that, but it was too rough a surface, so it's just kind of a weird star thing. And then a couple of dags on the wheel arches at the back there, which honestly I'm happy with. I think it looks a lot better. It looks even more retina burning than he did before, so very happy with him now. So he can be classed as done. I think I'm ready to do the base on him when I whip the gold paint out. But for the rest of the day now, I need to put the brushes away. Yeah, we have obviously crappy brush, detail brush, and dry brush. They can all go away now because I need to get the airbrush out and start actually working on the Stomper itself. So the plan is to base it now all in red and work up some undershading levels with it and then continue from there. So I will show you each step by step. Yeah. So started off by spraying red for its undershade. Now the camera is picking this up as very, very, very strong red for some reason. I can't seem to get the color balances right. I haven't changed any settings in OBS and the standard camera settings are on. Everything's equaled out. You know, there's nothing out of the ordinary. It's just picking this up as a very luminous red. I have got my lamp on up there, but it is about 2.5, 3 foot away from this thing and ruined natural light at the minute on top. So I have no idea why it's so luminous, but I've just undershaded it with corn red. So if you know what corn red looks like when you spray it on black, that's what this actually is. It's not this big luminous red thing that's on the screen. Anyway, next step. And again, the camera really isn't showing this off correctly, but I have gone over it with Bugman's Glow. Yes, I decided Bugman's Glow would be better than Scrag Brown. And this is what we've ended up with. It's sort of a mix match two-tone thing, and I've tried to put lighter towards the top and have a bit of a gradient into the edges, you know, to show a bit of wear and tear, because again it's orky. Tried to get it a bit darker towards the bottom and a bit lighter towards the top, but I'm going to be reinforcing these levels now with some white ink, and I hope that that will hopefully make the yellow really, really pop. Yeah, there's not really much else to say other than that, and my camera being stupid. So, yeah, next step. Well, that's the whites done, and I had a little accident here. I did a twitch, and there is a bit of a spider's web here. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. I mean, if I do decide to put some weathering coming off of this thing, like a drip down sort of thing, it'll disguise it. So I'm lucky that it's happened there. I also did another twitch and I threw paint all across my desk and on my tile floor. So not very happy at that because it wasn't just normal paint, it was ink. This is the remnants of it. This is my clean hand. And obviously this is my dirty All the Miniatures hand. Yeah, they're about on par from one little accident. But anyway, it is what it is. So we are just waiting for this to like really, really set in there. I've literally just done it. So I don't really want to handle it too much, but that's the overall aesthetic of it. You can see there's a color gradient. I've tried to go whiter towards the top and lighter on the tips of the feet poking out. Got these spikes nice and light, ready for the gold. And I did a bit of sort of shading on the cannon because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. So I figured I've got the white ink. I'll do the groundwork now just in case. I figured that was the best option. Then, yeah. This side is probably the better for the whole contrast of it because you get a lot of darkness coming down to this bit here, which is near enough the red. There is a lot of white overspray on this. Again, the camera isn't doing me any favors, but hey ho. Then the back end, it's all flat panels, so a lot of it, there isn't very many curves or anything that I was following, so it all looks a bit nondescript, which is whatever. Then this one here, I tried to follow the sort of folds in the metal. I imagined like a crease sort of there and here to align with what's going on with the rest of the panel, etc. Flat panels, tried to keep it a bit more broad and open. Again, with this, following the sort of curve of the panel. But yeah, that is that. So just got to wait now to make sure it's fully dry, and then it's yellow contrast, I think. And hopefully we'll get some nice results. Well, it's the day after, and with fresh eyes, having a look at this chap here, I'm not sure whether I've gone a bit too red on the underside of this section, but all in all, it's not too bad. Now, for future, I need to push this harder. I think I need to go higher with the white and deeper with the red, because it's nice, but I could do better. Like up here isn't quite as bright as I was wanting, and I thought I went really strongly with it, but obviously I haven't, which is surprising. But for this mix of contrast, I just did pure contrast. So I've used near enough a pot of contrast, doing all the parts. Now, that's great and all, but you got to think how much is a pot of paint as well. You know, I mean, that don't bother me in the sense of I'd rather have it done right, but how it's come on has come on a lot darker than I was expecting. So I think in the future I will thin it down. Probably just go 50-50 with water and then maybe do a couple of passes. That should hopefully get the colour brighter for next time. But for this guy, yeah, he's a big important guy, fair dues, but you've got to learn from everything that you do, so that the next thing you do, you remember that and you make it better. So that's what that is. It's me trying to figure out exactly how I am doing my mechanical yellows. So I'm happy with it. I know how to improve it, and that is a win in my book. So yeah, very nice. We have a very nice fade on the teeth. We have under shading, which is, yeah, maybe a little bit too red on the head. I think the rest of it is fine, but all in all, it's pretty good. Now, I'll go and get the Stompa body, and I'll show you that as well. And here's the Stompa body. And also, there's a photo of me and my two kiddies over there, the fluffy one and the little man. I figure it's about time I might as well show my face. I've been doing YouTube long enough for me not to keep it a secret. But anyway, here is the body, and we have a nice fade going on. Like I say, I did have the boo-boo on the back. Not very happy at that, but it doesn't look too bad, and I think something dripping out of that fan would, yeah, make that better. Also, we've got a slight one here, which I hadn't noticed up until now, so maybe like just a bit more wear and tear on that to try and disguise it. The feet look very nice. They've got a lovely fade going on down here, which is really good. I'm going to buff it up with a bit of weathering as well, but all in all, I think it looks pretty tasty. We have lovely different shades going on with it. When I'm rotating it, I can see the different colors. It is really nice, really nice. So now we want a bit of roughage, like rust and crap and muck and everything on the bottom end, but up top we don't. So up top we've got this nice vibrant yellow, which is really gleaming, really nice. On the back where the sun's coming down as well, these nice flat panels, I've got a really good yellow. Then along the bottom we're going to have, again, a bit more rust and scratches and things like that. And for the feet as well, they have been sprayed through. As you can see, there is a bit of colour on each of them. I did try and spray through onto them as best I could to obviously show that they are yellow, but I didn't have to go fully yellow with them. So for the underside of this foot, it's got a bit of yellow, but we still got a lot of red. Then the underside, there is a little bit of splatting, as you can see there, but it's fine. It is literally the underside of the model. Yes, I know some people out there will paint the underside, and I do appreciate that. But with this thing, with how awkward it is, because it's got the resin parts on it, it makes it a little bit harder to do, because I don't want to risk breaking the dags or dislodging the cannon or breaking these fronts off. So I'm just going to let it be, and hopefully my OCD won't get the better of me with that. But yeah, I would say that it is probably about 80% of the paintwork done. Now, my big question is, and I'd like you guys to comment on this, do I dot every rivet with gold? Bearing in mind we've got gold spikes, we've got more gold spikes here, we've got gold spikes here, we've got different coloured dags, we've got these as steel, maybe these ones as gold, maybe. There was 4 of those as well. I did find the other one, it was in the pile. And what else have we got? We've got black, we've got copper, maybe. Then the nuts and bolts, maybe do those silver. The rivets, maybe gold, I don't know. Then the back, we've got copper, we've got engine, we've got an intercom system, and then we've got the gun as well, which I didn't move whilst painting, so that's a little bit of an issue, but never mind. Thankfully, it was in the right position when I did the painting. We've got some valves. We've got this pulley thing here as well, and is that a little cable? Yeah, that's a little cable. So there's plenty of other different bits and bobs and colours and things and textures and whatnot that can go on it. Let's just do a dot every rivet with gold and leave the nuts and bolts silver. Yeah, you'll have to let me know for next time, but that is going to be it for this video. I do hope you have enjoyed it. Like I say, I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. It's going to be a real eyesore, and I'm going to be super proud of it being so blooming bright and awful and whatnot. And in fact, wait there, let me grab the head. And there we go. Look at that. Wow. That looks so much better with colour on. And I think, honestly, this lighter section on the side of the head isn't that bad. It's not as weird as I thought it was going to sit. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. Yeah. Yeah, just need to decide eye colour as well. So, yeah. Do I dot the golds and what colour eye? I was thinking orange, but I don't know. Like a really luminous orange, but we'll see. We will see. Let me know in the comments down below what colour you recommend for the eye, what colour for the plates around the eye as well. Do I just do black, white, red, or all black, or white, or gold? Let me know. Then dot in these and what colour for the actual eye itself. But anyway, don't forget to take care of yourselves. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.